And so it's me, Hand Unit. I'm here because I am her Bleep and Bloop translator. Basically, the YouTube audience hates reading captions. So I am here to read them to you. Anyways, translate mode engaged. First, before I start, I want to say that I love Five Nights at Freddy's. I play Five Nights at Freddy's. I cosplay Five Nights at Freddy's. I draw Five Nights at Freddy's. I watch Five Nights at Freddy's. I eat Five Nights at Freddy's. I even shit Five Nights at Freddy's. But that's why I want to make this video, in hopes for the future titles being a little better. So let's dive into everything wrong with Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Ruin DLC. Or, well, everything I found odd about the story of Ruin that doesn't make much logical sense to me. But that isn't as catchy as the other title. And no, it is not even about my distaste for the obscure mimic lore or anything to do with Afton's gassing of children with his 420 compressed LSD fumes or whatever. It's just about the issues I have with the main baseline story that I don't see anyone talking about. Also sure, some of these issues I have may be explained with super obscure lore that I personally do not know, like, oh, Cassie is a robot so she doesn't have parents to worry about her. But I am going to be looking at this at a base casual player / viewer level. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so, my first point. Where are Cassie's parents? Why is she coming in alone? Like, whose idea was this? This isn't even a trick from Gregory or the Mimic.
Hi.
This was legit just Cassie making her own decision to come to the destroyed Pizzaplex alone. No parents, no police, no backup, nothing. It's like it was her parents' idea, and they're trying to get rid of her in the most creative way. Her parents must have been like, "Dear Cassie, you've been doing great with your survival skills lately, so we thought we'd level up the game." Best of luck finding your way out of a crumbling mall without a flashlight. Love, Mom and Dad. P.S. If you're in danger, just remember the rhyme. It's cheaper to die than to pay for an ambulance ride. :3. I mean, seriously though, but whatever, I digress. Let's assume she does have backup that we just don't know about, like call the police if I am not back home in 5 hours or something like that. But watching this intro cutscene, it seems that not having backup is the least of her concerns at the moment. I mean, look at her! Could you be any less prepared? I mean, look at this fit. Definitely a fit for a search and rescue operation. I mean, for fuck's sake, she didn't even bring her own fucking flashlight.
No way I'm going in there without a flashlight.
The one you have in the game is one that you find yourself by sheer luck. It didn't even have to be there. She's just lucky that it was. And still had battery power, no less. Also, don't give me the excuse that she's a kid and doesn't know any better. Look, I'm the stupidest person I know, and even I would have at least brought a flashlight. On second thought, maybe it may have been better for her to never find the flashlight in the first place. At least then she would have just left.
No way I'm going in there without a flashlight.
Well, I've done all I can do.
I mean, can you imagine going to explore a massive, dark, abandoned, rundown mall and you don't even have the basic equipment to assist one of your most vital senses? I'm surprised she even has her hair done. It's like she just popped off her bed and it was like, alright, time to make the worst possible decisions.
Get out of here, you silly nuke.
Well, at least she has a phone to talk to Gregory. The one she brought that she received the message from him with, I'm assuming, right? Wrong, she didn't even have a phone. Or a way to call for help if something was wrong.
Help me!
Let's say she actually found Gregory and he needed help and was bleeding out and she was right next to him. You're telling me she didn't even bring a way to communicate with the outside world to call paramedics or something. Her plan was to just drag Gregory all the way to safety? I mean, if Gregory can't lift up what's got him stuck, how does she think she's supposed to? Sure, they could live together, but that's besides the point. What is she thinking? I mean, how's she even supposed to find Gregory? This mall is massive, and she's just supposed to find him. She doesn't even know where to begin looking until she hears him say where he is over the walkie-talkie, which, may I add, she just randomly finds out of sheer luck, or planned by the Mimic, but either way, in her eyes, it was pure luck. I mean, I can barely find my parked car that I parked myself in a parking lot if I can't make it honk like 39 times with my keys. I don't know how Cassie is expecting to just come across Gregory in this massive maze of a building. It's like she's living out every procrastinator's dream. If there was an Olympic event for forgetting essentials, Cassie would straight up win the gold medal and then forget to take it home. Alright, so we've got our contender for the Most Unprepared Protagonist award, but let's keep rolling. Now, maybe, just maybe, she doesn't need all those fancy gadgets because she's powered by pure wit and genius-level intellect, right? Right? Then, in this roller coaster of unexpectedness, we stumble upon the mystical Roxy Talkie as if the universe decided to toss us a bone for comedic relief. Now, at this point, you'd think the sensible thing would be to hightail it out of there, speed dialing the police with one hand and clutching your trusty Roxy Talkie with the other. But oh, no, that's not the Cassie way. She marches into the nearest defunct elevator like a champ. Because when faced with a serious situation of possible death, logic only slows you down. But that's fine. Maybe she just hasn't thought about turning back because of her undying determination to save her friend, which you know is quite heroic. Cue the CinemaSins reverse ding sound effect. Alright, so then moving on. Cassie, with her pure courage, pushes through this shell of a pizzaplex and gets attacked multiple times by the animatronics with multiple near-death experiences happening time and time again, and at last makes it to Roxy Raceway. But after coming into another near-death experience, moments from getting ripped to shreds by Roxy, she manages to escape and say this gem of a line.
I really think I need to go get help. Or call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
You know, Cassie, that is a great question. I wonder what our friend in dire need of help will say.
What? How is that supposed to help? What? How is that supposed to help?
And she isn't the least bit suspicious of this response in any way.
What? How is that supposed to help? There's no time.
Fine. Am I even close? Where are you?
Can you imagine being trapped and you need help ASAP and you call 911 and they go, "We were gonna send an ambulance with a fleet of first responders and the jaws of life, but I see you're in desperate need of help right now. So we'll send our 11-year-old with a flashlight and a walkie-talkie. She'll be there soon. Just hang in there." Ladies and gentlemen, right here, we have transcended the realm of comedy and landed in the territory of sheer disbelief. It's like watching a unicorn explain the finer points of astrophysics to a group of confused squirrels. The complete absurdity of acknowledging the insanity of this situation, but still deciding to keep going and not turn back. Ignoring that, though, wouldn't that be a massive red flag if someone is begging you for help but turns down any outside help? So their plan is for you to just come in alone with nothing to save them? I mean, she doesn't even sound suspicious of that response, not even a remark or asking him why calling the police would not help. Let's give a round of applause to Cassie and Gregory, the dynamic duo redefining the art of making everything harder than it needs to be. But I digress. It seemed that we have uniformly decided that we are not turning back nor getting help. So we'll call it a draw and press on. Now Cassie dons a Vonnie mask, supposedly granting her the power to walk through walls, and she confidently strolls toward a solid surface, and walks right through it. Wow, that was crazy. Impossible even. Cassie's response to this is nothing. Literally says nothing. She just phased through a solid object and she doesn't even make a sound. That is, well, until...
I swear that doorway was blocked.
Oh, you mean like the one we just... like the object we just walk... Yeah, okay. Whatever, we're just gonna pretend that first time never happened. Moving on. Cassie's been faithfully following the radio, which of course is Gregory, because there's nothing that has even hinted of it. Not being Gregory. Except for all the super suspicious things he's been saying.
You can hear me. Turn off all security. Turn it all off. Deactivate the node. I'll explain it all when you get here. What? How is that supposed to help? I finally have a clear signal. The one node left that's keeping the underground sealed. She's the final node. Need to deactivate her. Deactivate her. And save me. Save me, Cassie.
But as we play, we come across a camera station with an intercom button. Let's see what it does.
Gregory! Are you there?
That's my voice.
So you're saying it can mimic people's voices with a minimal data set? Honestly, kind of at a loss of words with this one. If it wasn't already obvious, I do not know how much more obvious it can get that maybe Gregory on the radio is not actually Gregory. You were telling me we come across a device that wirelessly grabbed a dataset of Cassie just by her few sentences of talking and was able to make a sound to completely mimic her voice. The only thing that Cassie has to say about this in response is, "Hey, that's my voice, But after this stunning revelation, Cassie does the most unexpected thing. Nothing. She does nothing, and just continues. Well, you know what? Maybe the whole Vanny mask is a super rare thing, right? And since it seems you need to be connected to the Vanny network and such, it mimicking her voice is quite rare, so even though it's possible, it's super unlikely that anything would mimic someone else's voice. I mean, it's not like it can mimic Grego.
Oh no!
Okay, Cassie, you're making it really hard to side with you here. This machine just mimicked Gregory. Does this not set off any red flags? Okay, Cassie, can we talk real quick? You're looking for Gregory, right? And this is Gregory's voice, right? And like Helpy said, the voice heard over the intercom on these stations was trained by bits of talking in order to generate a copy of a voice, to be made to say anything. So Gregory's voice coming through the walkie, maybe, just maybe, isn't actually Gregory. I mean, even since the trailer, we all knew it wasn't actually Gregory. Or at least I thought it was blindingly obvious. Just from the 6 hours I spent playing as Gregory in Security Breach, I could tell that his comments in the trailer were completely out of character. It's strange how determined Cassie is to find her friend Gregory, seeing that she doesn't seem to know that much about him or his personality. I mean, come on. Well, whatever, let us just continue on. So as we do, we meet many furry, feathery, and scaly friends along the way. Roxy, Monty, Chica, Freddy, even Sun and Moon or Eclipse. And all of them, especially Monty, seem to be super visually aggressive towards us. But each time we see a new animatronic, Cassie is always like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh, hey, hello."
Poor Roxy.
Before getting jump scared, attacked, or chased. Cassie, how many times does an animatronic have to attack you before you realize there's something wrong with the animatronics in this building? After the first, 2 encounters and the creepy, evil bunny monster in the mask, can we just assume that everything here is trying to kill you? Because it very much seems that way. Anyways, those are just some of my critiques on the story. I know horror has a horrible track record for common sense, but I mean, I feel they didn't even try at some parts. But I can't just complain. With critiques, it's best to show ways to improve it, so here are some things I would have changed. For the flashlight, she could have just had her flashlight from the start.
Let there be light. That's, God. It's quoting God.
There was no lore or story relevance to picking it up. As for her not having a phone, she could have had one, but it got destroyed when she fell into the sewer system stream thing that Monty scares her into falling into. That would have been great, she's now actually stuck down there, and it's not like she can just call for help because thanks to getting it all wet, it doesn't work anymore. All naturally done within the story and doesn't make Cassie look like an idiot. As for the lack of calling police or parents and coming alone, honestly, I am not fully sure. I feel this game would have probably just been better if you played as an investigator as opposed to a child, so you wouldn't have this issue. I'm sure there is some hidden lore reason as to why, but I am just gonna say that it'd be best if there was a reason for Cassie to not be with her parents and not get police involved. I don't know. Maybe her parents and police don't believe her or something.
Mom, Dad, let's go. We gotta go right now.
Gregory?
Needs us. We gotta.
This would require a lot more story explanation, but, literally anything would be nice. And for the intercom, at least make her acknowledge it or be suspicious. And if you don't want her being suspicious, then just make the intercom button a jingle or her talking over it herself and not TT Hess program mimicking her voice. In the end, I love FNAF and I am super excited for the movie, but the fact nobody points out any of these means they won't ever be worked on or fixed. I want a super amazing FNAF game with a super solid and interesting story, but it's just hard to get immersed when your characters don't act like real characters. Before I go, let me end on a positive note. I really do like Cassie's character design, and the voice acting was great. It would be better if she had better lines, but you know, I think it's important to criticize games that you enjoy because blindly supporting everything is not a healthy way to react. Also, of course, these don't ruin the game, pun intended. They are just some points I've been dying to point out that I don't hear people talking about. Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Share this video with your friends and see if they agree or disagree. If this video does well, I plan to make more. Perhaps I can feature some comments from this one in my future one. Lastly, I would love to thank all my channel members, especially the Bird Pluses, who helped to make my YouTube journey possible since I am not actually monetized on YouTube yet, including GSN0 Cry S, SBU, Mr. Yeatington, Fat Miguel, Chaos Archangel 808, Tyler Philpott, and Nishi. Anyways, it's my lunch break, and I'm getting tired of narrating this annoying AI VTuber girl's captions while she rants about Freddy Faz, Fort Hole something or other. So I'll see you, thanks for watching, bye bye.
So goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the toy aisle. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.